Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about the source of all of your client problems. What a statement, right? I mean, I suppose I can't promise to reveal the source of 100% of your client problems, but we can get into the high 90s for sure. Now, first of all, if you're having problems of any kind with clients, then good for you. It means you're out in the field applying yourself. And when it comes to problems, they can show up in your practice in two main ways: either issues with transactions or issues with the client. Or you could say it this way: issues with property or issues with the people, and we're going to discuss the latter. You see, when I'm coaching agents who are having troubles with their clients, it's almost always because the agents lost control over the process. And that can always be traced back to something that happened or that was skipped in the very beginning. So, what comes at the very beginning, or what should come at the very beginning of your work with a client? If you said the appointment, then we're on the same wavelength today. A properly run initial consultation still matters, and even if they're done on Zoom more often these days, they're still critical to performing for your clients at a high level. Agents who begin any kind of work with a prospect before an initial appointment were either never taught how to schedule and run appointments, or worse, they were taught but resisted because of fear of being seen as a salesperson. And the good news is you can be taught how to run a masterful appointment, and you can be taught how to be proud of your role as a salesperson. Now, one of the problems is that some agents want so badly to be friends with their clients that they forget they have a functional role to play. See, when you first begin working with a prospect, there's really no relationship, let alone a friendship. That comes later, and it's built over time. So at the beginning, it must be transactional, and that's okay. It's what the prospect needs. Initially, all prospects need you to take control in a transactional type of way because they don't know what to do. And if they did, there wouldn't be a need for real estate agents, would there? Now, I know not all of your clients are strangers. At the beginning, sometimes you work with friends or past clients, but it's still best in those cases to honor them by not skipping out on your professional role just because you're more comfortable with them. So, to minimize problems with clients, over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to briefly cover two topics from my upcoming book. And the first is called the conversion chain. See, sometimes agents get the beginning of the process with a client twisted because no one ever gave them a process to follow when they got a new lead. And without an easy, repeatable process, sometimes there's like an initial consultation, and other times agents jump straight into showing homes, and frankly, flying by the seat of your pants is never a good business strategy. So, when a lead comes in, your job is to take them through the conversion chain one step at a time. The links in this chain are text to talk to table to terms. Now, I wrote it that way to help you remember. It's easy to remember or like to chant with all T's, right? Text to talk to table to terms. You can mumble that to yourself a few times and literally burn it into your memory. And now I'm making the case here that to minimize all of your problems with clients, you need to conduct an initial consultation. But first, I need to make sure you know how to get them scheduled consistently. So when you're working with any lead, if you want to sound like a pro, here's what you do. When the lead comes in, it's likely text-based these days, isn't it? Either an email or a text message or a DM. Okay, so your first goal then is to convert that text-based conversation to a phone call. So you can talk to them. And that can happen very quickly. And often all you have to do is suggest that you can get them more information faster if you're able to speak with them on the phone. Serious leads will have no problem giving you their phone number. And when people don't want to do that, just keep them on your follow-up list until they do. Now, once you're on the phone with them and you're talking to them, your next goal is to schedule an appointment. That's it. And I want to be super clear here. If you want to live the life of a top producer, you must remember that when you get a prospect on the phone, your singular objective is to get them to vocalize some of the things that they said via text, quickly evaluate their intent, and then just suggest an in-person or a Zoom meeting. And that puts you at the third step because meetings are held at tables, text to talk to table. Either the kitchen table for a listing appointment or conference room table of some kind for buyers. And when you get to the end of the appointment, your listing agreement or your buyer's rep agreements spell out the terms. So see, it's simple. Text to talk to table to terms. And that's the most professional way to set yourself up for success to begin to minimize problems with the people that you serve that could show up later on. Now, of course, running the appointment at the table is a skill that you'll work on for the rest of your career. So next week, I'll give you another simple and repeatable process to make sure that you're setting up work with your clients in a way that keeps you in control and builds a foundation for future referrals and raving fans. Well, each week I send you one of these videos. As a week closer to the day, I can send you an actual book, and I cannot wait. But before you go, scroll down and drop in a comment. What stands out the most to you about this idea of the conversion chain? Was it a new concept for you or just a good reminder? Let me hear from you guys. Thanks for watching as always. It's going to be another fantastic week. My name is Jason Edwards. Let's get out there and think bigger.